Hello, my friends. My name is Darren Gerdes, and these are three big stories for today. So, the first story is updating the daily brief from this morning. It's whatever I talked about in the daily brief. I'm capturing that as one. So, the first one was this: there was Russian drone strikes on the Ukrainian port city of Odessa, killed 7. This is an image of what it looks like. It was pretty bad. Another devastating Russian drone attack on Odessa. A drone strike destroyed a high-rise, killing at least 7 people, including a mom with 3-month-old baby, whose bodies were just retrieved from the rubble. Among 8 wounded are a baby and a pregnant woman. It's terrible. And it made me think about, like a week ago, I saw this where Medvedev was saying Kyiv and Odessa are ours and they must be returned. And this is how the Russians return it. It's really mind-boggling. Okay, next. Drone blamed for blast in St. Petersburg apartment. I was comparing that to the Ukrainians don't generally do this. Some of you were spot on. It's not too far from an oil refinery. Perhaps that was a target. Perhaps it was misdirected or shot down or whatever. I think that's probably a fair statement because the Ukrainians don't tend to go after apartment buildings if they could go after an oil refinery. Okay, next one. We're talking about the A-50s being removed, and the Russians are just taking their chances without them. This was this morning. They had one aircraft down yesterday, and they just reported another Su-34 down today. This is March 2nd, and there's 2 Su-34s already down. Okay, now let's get on to a different story. This is the second big story. Joe Biden confuses Gaza with Ukraine in airdrop announcement. Now, anybody can make a gaffe. I've made gaffes before, but it feeds into the narrative when he's saying it, when he's talking with the Italian Prime Minister.
Providing airdrops of additional food and supplies into Ukraine.
And when he says he's going to airdrop into Ukraine, when he was talking about Gaza, and it just feeds into this narrative that I was talking about earlier when I was talking about the MAGA plan here. And, you know, MAGA folks are really excited. Democrats are like, I guess Biden's what we got to go with. As far as I can detect, you're not really as excited. You're excited about voting against Trump. That's true. But it just feeds into this bad narrative because of his age. Okay, next story and the third and final story. Polish farmers begin protest at border with Lithuania. The border with Lithuania, what? So it's the same thing, but now, and this was an RT, it's the same kind of thing motivating it, but instead of the Ukraine border, or last week we saw the German border, now we're seeing the Lithuanian border. They're protesting because they're afraid that Ukrainian grain is going to go through Lithuania and then be dumped into the Polish market. But I think there's some kind of propaganda effort from Russia that is driving what's going on here. Tell me what you think. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the subscribes, and the coffees. And thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.